Did it start?
Yes.
Okay, now I'm trying to find, okay. I'm going to do roll call, or Christy, do you want to do it? You want me to do it?
Yes, recording is live.
Okay, Christy, I'm going to do roll call. Way.
Here.
Low.
Here.
Lucy.
Present.
Okay.
Nancy.
Here.
Barb.
Here.
Jamie here. Alice. Not here. Sarah.
Here.
Christy.
Here.
Christy, are you on mute? I can't. Maybe you are. No, okay.
I'm not on mute. Can you not hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you now. Land acknowledgement, which I don't have pulled up, so hold on.
Could you tell us who's in the room, please?
Oh, sorry.
Jamie? I'd like to...
It's
Judy's
Nancy's in the room and Judy and Liz. Sorry.
Hi.
Hi.
You got it?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. I am going to find my land acknowledgement. Sorry, we should put this on here so that I don't have to look for it every single time. Here it is. Land acknowledgement. We would like to acknowledge the original inhabitants of this area, the Dena'ina people. The land that Anchorage is situated on is the traditional, sovereign, and unceded land of the Dena'ina. We honor with gratitude the land itself and the Dena'ina people, past, present, and future. We were going to add the currently reading to our roll call, and I still kind of want to do that. So I'm going to start over with the roll call and ask you what you're reading. Wei, what are you reading?
I'm reading the book Lifeline, A Doctor's Journey in the Fight for Public Health, written by Dr. Lena Wen.
Wow. Lo, are you reading anything?
You're muted.
I just finished Where the Crawdads Sing.
That was a good book.
That was very good.
Lucy, how about you?
I'm reading of Bears and Ballots, the latest Heather Lindy.
Oh, yeah. Nancy?
I'm between books right now. I just finished The Paris Library, about the Paris Library during World War II, based on history.
Oh, that's good.
That sounds great. Barb, what are you reading right now?
Hi, everybody. I'm reading The Giant's House. It's an older book. It's by Elizabeth McCracken, but it's about a librarian and a boy who becomes a giant, and it's their relationship and what the library offers him. So it's a great book.
Sounds good. Jamie, I am currently reading Sharks in the Time of Saviors. And yeah, I'm not sure where that title came from. I think it might have been the New York Times. It's okay. Sarah, are you reading anything?
I would say I'm also in between books, but my last two that I enjoyed were Firekeeper's Daughter. I liked it so much that when my library copy expired, I went out and paid full price for it at Barnes & Noble. It was crazy. I also have started, well, I always have, but read the books I get for my kids before they read them. So I read Teenager's Field Guide to North America, something like that. It's about being a teen in the US for a kid that comes down from Canada. It's super cute. That's it for me.
Christy, what are you reading?
I'm about halfway through Louise Erdrich's new book, The Night Watchman, which I cannot recommend highly enough. It is one of her very, very best. It's great. And Sarah, what did you say Firekeeper's Daughter? Is that what you said?
Mhm.
I'm writing it down, thanks.
We could put them in the chat too if we could get our thing to work. I can't get mine to work. I mean, I'm sure there's a way, but I just don't know how.
And you don't want me doing that. You don't want me writing it on your screen.
Okay. Judy, are you reading anything?
I'm kind of between books right now. And I'm reading so much stuff to do with the library and history and all that I haven't had a chance to start anything new. I'm just trying not to appear so uneducated about all that goes on in this place. And by the time I meet with all of these wonderful people that are doing more than I can imagine, take notes and write it up, I have to read it again. So that's what I've been doing, is trying to catch up.
What about you,
Yeah,
Liz?
I'm trying to catch up.
Is Liz still in there? Is she reading anything?
Yes, sorry, I will scoot myself down here. I am currently reading a couple of books. I'll tell you about the kids' books since that's what I do. I am reading, it's called Sisters of the Never Sea. It's by Cynthia Leitich Smith, who is a Native American author, and it's sort of a retelling of Peter Pan from the perspective of Lily, the tiger lily. Only it starts with
That's cute.
modern girls on a reservation, and they get kind of kidnapped by Peter Pan and taken to Neverland.
Oh, cute.
So hopefully reclaiming that whole scene.
Nice. Okay, on to the agenda. Do we have any persons to be heard tonight? I don't think we do.
What are you looking for, me?
Persons to be heard. I don't think there's anybody here today.
Nobody's here. Nope.
Approval of the agenda from last month. Wait, the approval of the agenda for today.
Yes.
September 15th. Does anybody have any additions or changes, or is there any discussion? Nope. Okay, all in favor? Anybody opposed? No opposed? Okay. Okay, approval of the minutes. Now, do we have the minutes from last time?
I just got them.
Okay, should we,
I don't have them now.
I have a few edits to them. This is Lucy.
you already read them?
I don't
Yeah.
have a copy.
Lowe sent them later this afternoon, but to the amended mailing list.
Okay, I see them. I haven't even looked at them yet. Okay, should we take a couple minutes and look through these?
Yeah, I'm pretty sharp.
Do you want me to forward mine to you, Christy? Here, I can use my phone.
Oh, I have it pulled up too.
I'm just looking for them. Did they come straight from Lowe?
Yeah.
Yes,
get
they
'em.
did, but it was,
152 today.
yeah, but it didn't hit everybody.
Oh, it didn't?
I
No,
didn't get 'em.
Oh, okay.
that's
I'm
why
gonna-
I said there's two mailing lists. Okay, who else didn't get them? Wade, do you have them? Okay. you
Yes,
do.
I have that. Thank
Okay.
you.
Christy, they're on their way to you.
Not visibly.
So who's on that? Is that
You sent them to my email address, did you?
The middle is Jamie, who is the board president. And who's that on the left? Did you see? I'm sorry, I didn't hear. Lucy. Lucy. I need the names so I can know your faces and your names.
Well, I'm sorry, folks, but thanks, Nancy. You forwarded the message, but the minutes didn't come with them, so.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I'll do it.
I'm gonna say, yeah.
Hold on, Christy, I'll send them to
I'm
you.
so sorry, Christy.
Just
Forward.
me right for leaving town for a month and not taking minutes.
Okay, I just sent it.
Thank you.
Sorry, Christy.
It's okay. No sweats.
Oh, but Christy wasn't here, so do you want us to just provide you with the changes that need to be done?
Well, I didn't do these minutes, but when the motion happens with amendments, they'll appear in the minutes this time.
Okay.
Right?
Christy has them and
So just I'll take note of the amendments and.
okay.
Attach them.
Yeah. So minutes from last month, discussion, changes.
Really minor, but my name is wrong in them. It's so there's about 2 or 3 places where it just needs to be updated.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Very minor.
And
So you
Flo,
mean
I
in the
sent
minutes
you a
you're not
typo.
Quinn, you're just.
Sorry, Christy, you just froze. Can you say again?
I so understanding that Lucy wants the O'Quinn amended to her name, and
Yes, please.
somebody else found a typo. Tell me what it is.
Yeah, it's really minor on page 2. We heard about the library sign up card month as opposed to the sigh up card month. Although I know we were all sighing a lot, but I think it was a sign up. It's minor.
Please
Again.
tell me where is it?
Page 2, discussion item 1, second line.
I know, got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the minutes as amended?
So moved.
So moved. Lucy.
Lucy and well, Nancy was first and Lucy was second.
I'll be the second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Not in favor? Okay, those minutes are done. Okay, introduction of the new library director, Judy Elledge.
Hi, it's Judy Elledge, E-L-E-G-E. Everybody says it wrong and spells it. It's the word edge with E-L in front of it, L-Edge. It's very unusual name.
Okay, sorry.
It's
All
like,
right, I always say it wrong,
that's
sorry.
okay. That's okay, everybody does. Thank you. Well, welcome everyone. It's so good to meet all of you. As I said, I've been rather busy right here, meeting with all the directors and finding out all the wonderful things. One of the things I would like to report, I don't know if there was any discussion, but I do know that the book giveaway was a very big success that Saturday. I can't remember, Elizabeth, do you remember? It was several hundred books that were given, and it was quite busy that day. Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but it was a really big hit. And then yesterday, I went to the Mountain View Library. They had the Library of Congress. The sitting representative there was visiting because of the Library of the Book. Is that correct? I can't remember the title, but they're the only one in the state of Alaska. and they visited there to see, that's been a voluntary organization for 30 years here in Alaska. And so it was a great time to talk. He wanted to know how he possibly could help them. And I said, well, you can always give money. That's always helpful. So
It's Alaska Center for the book.
yeah, Alaska Center. I'm sorry, Alaska Center for the Books. And it was, I learned a lot about the organization, and she had fixed him up a group of Alaska books. So it was really quite interesting. He visits when he can to the States to see what they're doing. And my understanding from Rayette is that normally this is at a university or somewhere else, and it's very unusual for it to be in a library, and a small library, municipal library, and they're very dedicated, and it is there at Mountain View. So that was pretty exciting. So just trying to learn all that I can learn about everything. Claire has been so helpful. She left today. Everybody was very sad. I've only known her a short time, and I was very sad. So, but she says she's just a phone call away. And that's about all that's been happening. Just trying to, ooh, the battery's running low. Just trying to learn about all the different divisions, and I've already see how hard everybody over here is working. So nice to meet all of you, and finally the library advisory board. I've already met the Friends of the Library. So then I have one more board to meet. So thank you so much for all your service that you have done. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Thanks, welcome. Elizabeth, do you want to do the summer discovery mission moment?
Yes.
And she's getting the computer hooked up.
Oh.
We're running battery.
Oh, maybe we should go back and ask if anybody has questions of Judy. Questions, comments?
Oh, no.
All right, I think we're there. Okay. Still there.
Yeah, we're still here.
Recording. Okay, good.
Oh, we're eating your pizza tonight.
All right. Did you want to ask questions of Judy, or did you want me to do the summer discovery mission moment?
Yeah, if anybody has questions for Judy. Okay, if there aren't any, we can move on to the mission moment.
Every year we set a different goal for summer discovery. Summer 2020 was just kind of survival, and our goal of summer 2020 was to try out the idea of the hybrid, the online, because the state of Alaska had purchased Beanstack for the entire state. For 2021, our goal has been to reach 50% of 2019 numbers, because 2020 numbers were 20% of 2019 numbers. So I wanted to go back up to 50% of 2019 numbers. We hit 75%.
Wow.
But what was really fascinating is in 2019, our goal had been to increase to over 25% completion. So from registration to completion to be over 25%. And we had done that, and especially in the elementary school age group, because that is the group that most benefits from summer discovery to fight the summer learning loss. So in 2019, we had increased to an average of 26%, 26 or 27% for the whole, for everybody, and closer to 28% for the elementary school age. I want to say that we were at 35% completion for everybody this year, and over 40%. I'm not going to have the exact numbers because they were down in my office. I thought I was going to be in my office, and I apologize. This is the nationally, the average completion rate is 25%. People start and then things happen. They just don't ever bring their finish or login. But this year we were over 40% completion in elementary school and at 35% completion for the whole, all ages. And it is the most we've ever done. The numbers, when I looked at them, astounded me. And what it showed me is that maybe less people joined, but the people who joined stayed with us all summer, and they read and they engaged. The other thing we did that was new this year, that is absolutely staying, is we did summer discovery on the lawn, and we partnered with Parks and Rec so that we could also do summer discovery story times and programs throughout the city. Parks and Rec gave us the parks for free. Eagle River did not. Eagle River charged us, Parks and Rec, but we'll let that go. I know somebody knows somebody over at Eagle River Parks and Rec. But they gave us the parks for free. So we were at Fish Creek Park, Valley of the Moon, Campbell Creek Park, Willowall Park, Lions Park, Chansu Park, and I'm Eagle River Town Center, and I'm forgetting 3 or 4, as well as the Lusac Lawn, the Girdwood Lawn. We were in about 10 different locations, and we were getting at over 100 people at some of those locations, but a lot of them were very steady at 20 to 40 people. People loved feeling safe that they could spread out. They loved not choosing between a sunny day and story time. Like, oh, it's a sunny day, I don't want to like lose the sunshine. That they loved that their kids could run around. There'd be times where we were singing a song and the kids would run and then we'd stop and they'd all stop, and it was so perfect. So our goal, and we had used some of our COVID care monies to invest in some nice portable sound systems. And so our goal is to continue to do outdoor story times throughout the summers, whenever possible in the future. It is a thing our staff loved. We also used some of our COVID money besides the sound systems, and we bought hundreds of copies of the same book and used them at all our story times. So we would read it, and then all the families would read together, and then they could take that book home.
That was neat.
Because you can't sit close enough to see the book, and it worked amazing. It's one of our favorite things.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'll apologize on behalf of Eagle River.
Yes, me too.
They're going through some.
The Parks and Rec's been in the news a little bit, but
Yes.
it's so funny
Yeah,
because
obviously, because the guy that used to be there would have never done that.
because Anchorage said yes, no problem, and Eagle River was like, here's the bill, and I was like, I don't really feel like fighting it because Anchorage gave it to me free. I can afford it this one time,
Yeah.
but we'll talk about it next summer, guys.
Or because you did Lions Park in town, you could do Lions Park in Eagle River.
We didn't do the Lions Park with the I. We did the Lions Park with the Y in Mountain View.
Gotcha.
That's the one that belongs to the
Understand.
Lions Club, the one that's named after William Lyons. It was
Got
very
it.
confusing
Got it.
for a lot of the summer.
Understand. Okay, thank you.
Because we're like 2 blocks apart too.
Okay.
But yes, it was super fun.
Wow, that is really good.
Congratulations.
Okay, trying to find my spot where my other stuff is. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm not a phone person. Can't stand it.
Okay, thanks for that, Liz. So if you were 10% above the national amount, is that what you said?
Yeah, the national average is about 25%, and we went 10% above that. So we had less people, but the ones we had engaged more. So
Great. Okay, so we do have policies to go over, and there's a lot of them. So, Liz, do you have the policies with you so that we can go over all of those?
I do.
Judy does. I can. Yeah,
Yeah, I have them.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Does anybody have any preference on which one we start with?
I have them in the order they're listed on the agenda, if that makes a difference.
I have them pulled up in all different ways. So,
So just tell us.
Just name.
This is Lucy. Can I jump in with a quick question?
yes, please.
I don't notice any of these being what I would call particularly controversial policies, but has the municipal attorney's office looked at them?
Don't know.
Not to my.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I just got the.
We
Yeah,
usually
like-
do try to run them past them just to be on the safe side.
I know that I think when Claire sent them on to me before she left off, she said that I think what she told me is that she didn't think that they were a substantive enough changes
That's
to
reasonable. Yeah.
go through it. To go slightly out of order, if you go to the group visitor tour policy, which I'm most familiar with because I'm the one who wrote it, it has some very minor things. We defined what a group is, for example. We clarified different size limits for branches versus Lusac Library. And we offered more, we mentioned that we offer more programs. For example, we now specifically offer scout tours, and you can earn a scout badge for your vest. And it's an officially recognized Girl Scout program, and the Boy Scouts like it, but they don't do that. They don't officially recognize that way. So, but they're pro it.
Pull up the,
So, but yes, it is. So I feel like that was what she had told me.
May I add?
Yeah, I can't see you on my screen, so I can hear you though. Go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to thank whoever does these for making the clarifying what are the changes that have been made to the policy. That makes
So
it
much better.
easy
Yeah.
to do that. So,
could,
and in
could we,
all cases, except for interlibrary loans, the changes as she indicated are not very big.
Right.
And a lot of these are just the older policies that had not been put into the new formatting and things.
Right. So should we just start
we
with the group
look at
visitor
them?
tour policy? Since Liz knows this one the best.
Okay,
Are
that way I can pull it up and I'll have it.
I did read them all. I will say this is our most toothless policy because if you have brought together a group and arranged transportation and permission slips if you're children and come to the library, I am never going to turn you away. Even if you did not call. I will, however, hand you my business card and ask you to please call me next time. But I usually, we bend over backwards. It happens, but. And I think it does say, we don't turn people away.
And so can you tell me a little bit about the visits? They're just visiting, or are they just wanting to see what the library is about?
Yeah, there's a combination. A lot of times it is classroom groups doing tour visits. Sometimes it is a daycare or a day camp wanting to join a program. And that's the one that we do use it the most for. We ask that if you have more than 10 people, you call before you join a youth program. So we can make sure we adjust supplies. And usually if it's over about 20 people, we will hold a secondary program just for your group, just for crowd control, because a lot of times we can't handle that many extra people at once. Like I said, there's the Scout Patch program. And most of the visits and tours do come from the youth section, which is why I wrote this one. And classroom visits can be a standard tour and a scavenger hunt, or they can be customized to what your class is researching.
And this is to all the libraries that this would be anywhere, so.
This applies to anyone.
And you talk to them and 2 weeks, that's
Yeah.
enough load of time for all
Yeah.
the, okay.
2 weeks is great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not just showing up on your door, right?
Okay, we'll be here in an hour. We're in the parking lot.
Okay. I
Yeah.
think that's just courtesy.
Any other questions? Yes.
I do. I have a suggestion. This is risky if you can't see me. So in future, I'm going to do this now. It's another piece of work, but if we can see policy changes in review mode, so we can actually see the
Okay.
change from the previous, that's how I can see those things easier and would make it, for instance, added some details doesn't help me know what details.
Yes, that we will totally be able to do that in the future. I'm also going to tell you this policy was so old, we didn't have an original document, so we retyped the entire thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we had a scanned PDF, all we had.
Wow.
Okay.
So.
Otherwise, it looks fine to me.
The details are primarily the types of things offered under that secondary, that last bullet point, the sub bullet point list.
Got it.
Yes, Sarah.
The only thing I was going to add, Elizabeth, is just the scavenger hunt thing that you had just sounded so fun. Future business idea, adult scavenger hunt parties. I don't know if you can have alcoholic beverages in the library, but I'd bring a birthday party there for that.
Excellent. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
And Sarah, the next time you bring your kids in, we're actually doing scavenger hunts right now that are card catalog themed. And if you finish it, it's all Star Wars books. And if you find them all, you get a Baby Yoda sticker.
Oh.
We'll do it. We'll be there on Sunday.
Excellent.
Okay, are there any other questions, or does anybody want to move to make a motion?
This
I
is
move to
Lucy,
approve.
and I'll move to accept with changes.
I just did, I think, but were changes
I'll
made?
second.
No, sorry. Move to accept as amended.
Yes. And I'll second.
Low seconded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna,
You hear me?
yeah, it's going in and out a little bit, Christy. So
Yeah.
sometimes
Okay.
you're talking and
Okay.
we can sort of
I'll
see
try
you,
to-
but we can't hear you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so, all in favor?
I,
I can't see, is that Nancy's hand? I think so.
yes,
Okay, is there anybody that's objecting to this policy? No, okay. Okay, that one is finished. So I'm gonna close the group tour. I'm moving on to whatever one pops up next. It's the posting policy.
that's me. I'm the other. Posting policy. Okay.
So it looks like this one just had the two additions, added the social media platforms to the first paragraph and added job postings of items not allowed.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
I don't ever remember seeing this one before, but I didn't have any issues with it. Was this an old one too? Do you know, Liz?
Yes, this has been around for a while. And it's primarily our bulletin boards. I think it looks like we're just adding the social media postings. We get a lot of emails like, hey, can you share this on the library's social media? And it's just a lot easier for us to basically not open that floodgate.
Yeah.
And then as far as what we put up on our community bulletin board, yeah. We don't necessarily want a Subway flyer. Love Subway, happy to eat their sandwiches, don't necessarily want to put their flyer up at the library.
Nor a Help One Subway.
Right. But if a nonprofit group like 9 Star were going to hold a job fair for a number of employers, that would happily go up.
So, question, when we say job postings, are we excluding job postings for library positions?
We've actually never posted those since I've been here on the library board. Those have always just been on the library's website.
Okay.
Yeah. And usually if we're trying harder recruitments, we recruit within librarian Facebook groups or librarian listservs and things.
On the political, any issue, does that include like a bond for the library?
Yes.
Everything's not.
We can provide information. There's a separate municipal law. Like we can say the library is bond 2. It would cover these things.
Okay.
So we can provide information. We cannot, nothing political that asks you to act in a specific way.
Can't advocate.
So I can say,
Okay.
I just can't say vote for it.
Okay. Thanks.
I have my typos on my version here that I can just give to Liz and have her make changes. Very minor. Commas, 2 commas missing and 1 capitalization that shouldn't be there. That's all. Lucy, I beat you to it.
I can't believe you beat me to it,
I did.
but I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Wait, you have a question?
Yes, I have questions. So my question is, I see that per the notices of item for sale, rent, or free distribution. So my question is for the rent. So how about to rent a house or apartment?
Oh.
So I just would like to share the experience. So I went to the library of other cities, and a lot of time people, the new immigration or the people move from other city to the city, they will go to the library, look for the rental information, for the rental house information. So if we encourage people, from our community to the library, I think the library need to provide those convenient things for the people.
I wonder like for LUSAC, right, we have all the community resource people. So in some ways you have a live person and you have access to the computers. I know in some of the other libraries, they don't have that community resource people or person, and we run the job center help things too. So I guess I just wonder, with the live bodies helping and the access to technology, which may not always feel as accessible to immigrants, especially depending on their language. I don't know. I wonder if those posted flyers on bulletin boards are as necessary anymore in 2021 in our libraries. I don't know.
I just think about, not everyone, can know how to use a cell phone, everything, especially for new immigrant. And recently I read news that there are probably 50 to 100 people from Afghanistan will come to here. I think eventually they probably will use the library a lot, because the library can provide information to those people.
Could you, I wonder if you could perhaps put something on there that stated that if they were looking for rentals, to contact or to do something, because I just can't imagine the nightmare of trying to, then you've got to let everybody that has a place for rent. It would be, I can't even imagine that happening. I just don't think that's the responsibility of the library. So I think maybe if we could find we could maybe do something that posted, if you're looking for housing, to contact these numbers or something like that, maybe. Because they wouldn't be able to find the resources, but they would at least be able to call or ask the resource person there.
I know this is almost a decade ago, but when I was at the Mountain View Library, we used to have a flyer up for Cook Inlet Housing Authority, which of course has a lot of rental properties for low income. And it, it had their phone number for their rental assistance office as a nonprofit. And they would email me their weekly list of rentals available. And I'm like, I can't hang this up, but I can hang up your generic flyer, because they were a nonprofit.
Barb has her hand up too.
Yes, thank you. I am someone who has posted flyers before for classes, and so what would happen sometimes, so this is just my personal experience, I would go to the library and they say, well, it needs to be approved, and I say, great, that's fine. And then sometimes I would go to the library and they say, you have to go to every single other library if you want this posted. And so when I look at the policy here, it says permission to post an item is at the discretion of the library director, his or her designee, or library branch manager. And I don't know actually who does this at the library. I mean, but these are three separate people, I would imagine. So in other words, I could go to LUSAC, and maybe the LUSAC manager, librarian would approve it, and then I go to Mountain View and they don't approve it, or it seems like it should filter through one place. And then if the person has to distribute it to other libraries, they would get that information. It's not done on the spot. You kind of just leave it, and then somebody either does or doesn't get back to you. And you either see the flyer hung up or you don't. So that's been my experience. I think we should maybe make it a little bit more concise as to who does approve these, and who gets, and then get back to the person who dropped them off for approval. But I don't know how the process works, because it's been kind of different each time I've done it.
I'm just going to say, as the new library director, I'm just not going to put something else on any of the people here.
I think I lost you all.
I'm just not at this point. There's some understaffing and stuff, and so maybe this is something we can take up the next time, but I just wouldn't do that, because that is going to be a job responsibility for someone else, and I'm just not going to do that.
So to clarify, I might want to clarify a thing. I think one of the conversations we're having right now is the difference between policy and procedure.
Yeah.
So
right.
The reason why it's always been the library director, the designee, or the branch manager is because if it's something that is Mountain View specific, it's the Mountain View rental office. We want the Mountain View branch manager to be able to approve it without having to go, get the director. There used to be a Dropbox and a person once a week at LUSAC, okay them all. And I think it was a good workflow. I think it's one of those things that people change jobs and I'm betting the workflow just broke. And we used to absolutely basically send out through our courier all the weekly stuff. If you wanted it all the libraries, you dropped off 5 copies at LUSAC. If you guys do approve this posting policy, I'm willing to find that procedure and send it out to the board so that you guys are clear on the procedure of how this policy will be implemented. Because I do agree that that part probably got a little bit broken over the last few years as jobs switched around. And I'm willing to, I can totally track that down and figure it out for you. So
that would be great. I think you nailed it. It's the difference between the policy and the procedures. So thank you. That would be great if you could do that.
Yes, I will do that. I see that. Absolutely.
So then my question is, because it only mentions the procedure that Barbara just brought up, is do we approve it or do we wait until we see the procedure before we approve the policy?
That is up to your discretion.
Did you hear my question? Okay.
Yeah, I heard.
So my question is, do you want to
I
take?
think we can approve the policy and then just tweak the procedures. I think we can vote on the policy and then just tweak the procedures if they're not flowing.
Yeah, what it will and won't do.
Jamie, you're muted.
Can you guys hear me? I'm
Sorry.
really having trouble with it.
Sorry, I was just saying, do you guys want to bring this back next month? It doesn't seem like there's a ton of stuff that changed on this policy. No, you don't want to bring it back? Do you want to see the procedure?
I would like to see the procedure, and I feel like we can move to approve the policy as it is, like Barb was saying.
Okay, then somebody make a motion, please. Unless there's more discussion. Is there more discussion?
No.
Okay, motion.
This is Lucy. I move to approve the policy.
I move.
Barbara's my second.
Okay.
Second.
And we will see the procedure for this next month in our board packet. So that's a takeaway.
Yes. On my to-do list.
And I was voting no. It was not unanimous.
Oh, I didn't even do that yet.
We haven't voted yet.
I didn't even do that part yet, Nancy.
Okay.
But I guess Nancy's not in favor. Who else is not in favor?
I'm not in favor
Jamie,
too.
could you ask for discussion, please? Ask for discussion. I'd like to hear.
Okay, discussion.
Nancy's point.
Sorry, Nancy.
That's okay. I thought you were moving on. So
No, I was writing a note that we wanted to see the procedure for by next month.
and I would agree with that, but it is very clear in the policy that the procedure is 1 per location only. The policy does not allow for dropping off multiple copies at LUSAC, even if there is a process by which those copies get to the other libraries. The policy is very clear. If you look in the paragraph, it says the library will post only 1 notice per location. The posting organization is responsible for distributing notices to other library locations if multiple postings are desired. So if the procedure is different than the policy, we should wait for the procedure to approve the policy.
Okay, that's right.
Could you tell me the paragraph that's in, Nancy?
It's under policy. It's the first full paragraph after the items and then permission to post an item. It's the 4th sentence. The paragraph begins with the posting organization assumes full responsibility. It's the fourth sentence in there and starts with the library will post.
No, you're right. Good eye for detail.
So we will
I'm-
table this one completely until next month or until it comes back.
My apologies for railroading it.
No,
Good job.
good catch, Nancy. Thank you.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so tabled until the next time this one comes back, not approving this one and not finished with it. Materials donation is the next one that popped up on my screen.
Great. Materials, okay, got it. Thank you.
Yep, materials
We're
donation.
sharing. And let's see. Okay, added purpose statement and remove procedures. Okay, here we go.
Okay, are there any questions?
Procedures, just removing a word or?
So they removed the whole procedure section, and again, a lot of this is about, the reason we've gone through all the policies is really because we conflated policy and procedure, and as workflows change, that's a problem. So really trying to separate really what is a policy versus a procedure out.
Got it. Sure.
Mhm.
Makes
Good
sense.
idea.
Okay, are there any questions on this one?
Yeah, I would have liked to seen what procedures were that were taken out since I'm not familiar with them, so.
I think it like talked about like who received it, who gave the receipt, all of those little bitty nitty gritty details.
Took a job, okay.
Yeah.
So those will be excerpted into a separate procedures
Right.
manual.
Yeah.
Got it. Makes sense.
I'm going to ask a really silly question. The manager of collection management, I thought that was plural, collections management. Am I wrong? I'm happy to be wrong.
No, we say collection management services.
Singular, okay.
Yeah, collection management coordinator. It's all one big collection with little sub collections.
Yes,
Just like we are Anchorage Public Library, not Anchorage Public Libraries.
correct.
One library, 5 locations.
5.5. 5 1/3.
Oh,
5
but
1/2.
you've heard
Never
about
mind.
the mobile library, right?
Mhm.
Oh, I'll tell you after we get to the procedures.
We've got diamond, we got the bicycle, we have a few extra things.
Apparently there's a new one.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you when we get through the procedures.
That's the carrot she's hanging out. We have to get through the policies
The
before.
policies.
Okay, so there's no other questions on this one?
I
Does
move
it-
to approve.
Okay, good. Does there Nancy move to approve? Is there a second?
This is Lucy, I'll second.
Is there any other discussion?
I'll
No.
second.
Okay.
Lucy beat you.
Nancy, Lucy, and Barb. Anyone not in favor? Hearing none, that one is approved unanimously, the material donations.
So 2 out of.
So in interlibrary loans. Now this one doesn't have, I don't think I've ever seen this ever before. Keep looking through my policies and I actually have never seen any of these policies before. So I think, I guess if they're so old or they're new or what, but I don't know what was new or changed in this one.
I do have a policy book, very handy. Happen to know where it is. I happen to have one handy. I haven't had a chance to look at it.
This one doesn't have any changes
No.
on it, and I don't know what changes were made for it. I apologize, this is one. I think Judy is going to get the thing. She's gonna get the original copy, or it should be on our website. Let me pull it on our website.
Okay.
There should be a a description of what OCL
All right, I've got it on our website.
is or what that stands for.
This, it looks like we added confidentiality to it. And it looks like some formatting changes. I can do a share screen from our website. That would help you all. All right. I haven't seen a library. All right. One moment. My apologies.
Can we get, while she's doing that, a printout of OCLC, just so that acronym is written out?
Yes.
Oh, I can send you that.
Yeah.
Are you looking at the where it discusses what an interlibrary loan is, Liz?
If you go on our policies webpage, so if you go on the about part of our website, and then you go, there are policies. So I'll drop the direct link in the chat, but it's, if you go on anchorageslibrary.org and then you click about, there are policies.
I see it. Thanks.
Yeah. So I'm going to do a share.
Oh, because this was last updated in 2010, just FYI.
Yeah.
All right, so there it is. Let me do a zoom in on it. So yeah, it is last updated in 2010. As I said, we added the statement of privacy.
Well, the definition has changed considerably.
I think it social media, I mean, email, fax.
This is very, very different from this document.
Well, it certainly puts the onus back onto the cardholder as opposed to the library itself. So it's patron focused is what the new one is.
And it's also updated with regard to how requests can be made, the multiplicity of options for requesting information. It's taken genealogy off the table.
I'd really like to see this one in markup mode. I think it would, this is not an unsubstantial change. Did anybody hear me this time?
Yeah,
I heard.
I really should see these in markup.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't tell what to, I can't say anything about this without seeing both of them.
Christy, this is Nancy. OCLC.
Yeah.
OCLC is OCLC. I'm on their
kidding.
website and everything is OCLC. There is no explanation of the acronym.
I actually know that. So OCLC is sort of
That's
the
appalling.
International Library Consortium, but it started in Ohio. So the O actually stands for Ohio Cooperative Library Catalog, but that's no longer true. So they just dropped it.
Yeah.
So it literally is just OCLC now, and nobody pretends it stands for anything.
Right. A lot
That's
of companies
awful.
have gone from acronyms to just letters.
Thank you. I wish they would do that here. Because I have a list on my computer of what is that? No, what does that stand for?
Yes, so, to focus back in, I can, if you wanted to, it sounds like you want to table this, and I'm happy to, I'll let Jamie go back. Sorry, Jamie. Not sorry.
Yeah, I think, is everybody okay with tabling this one? Since there's so many changes when you're looking at them. I'm looking at them side by side and it's a lot different.
A lot of
It is. Plus,
So
given
what's the takeaway? In
Give-
other words,
give the
table
11
and
year-
what will we?
Go
sorry,
ahead,
Lucy,
Christy.
Say it. We will table it until such time as what? That we will get to see a markup copy of this to review?
Yes. My question is, given the 11 years that have passed, is the $10 filing fee still reasonable given postage rate? That's another issue.
Yes, because there's this whole net lender thing where we lend out so much and we get so much back, and it kind of evens itself out more. And then if it doesn't, there's a whole thing.
Okay. Also, I'm guessing book rates have not changed significantly, so I'm hoping we get to send under that.
Yes, we do get to send under media mail.
And it might be good, the women that work in that department are very knowledgeable and they explained to me exactly all the different things they did. It was very interesting. It was something maybe people didn't know what they did. It's amazing what they do. There's 2 women in that department and it was very interesting what they do.
And I don't know if they've ever come from Mission Moment, but we have 2 people who do our interlibrary loan department. Lena handles requests for APL customers as well as things leaving APL. Sandy's position is actually paid for by a state of Alaska grant. She's entirely grant funded. And she runs what we call the 1-800-ILL line. And it is for small rural libraries that don't have library staff or good collections and aren't part of the consortium of libraries. And they can call and they don't have to have titles. They can call, they can fax, some of them just send her letters, any way that's good for them to communicate. And sometimes they'll just say, I have a family with a 5-year-old and she'll go find stuff for them.
Amazing.
Like she runs a much more of a full reference library. She's always bringing things in for those very small libraries, which is why it's funded by the state.
So Liz, could we have one of them or both of them come in for a mission moment and then review the policy?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I am writing that down.
Yeah, that's a great idea because they really are, it was obvious she just wanted to leave them to do what they thought was best. Very, very efficient.
Yes.
So we might be changing something that they
Yeah.
didn't like. We need to have them look at it.
And I would like to add one thing, I use interlibrary very often, so I really appreciate Lena's help. She is very helpful.
Yes.
Okay, I think we're done with our policies for this month. And we're moving on to the staff updates.
Well, under staff updates, I can tell you about our library vehicle. So we have a very, very old minivan through Fleet Services that belongs to the library. And among other things, if you're driving in the winter and you need to run the defroster, it doesn't heat the vehicle. So you yourself get very cold or you can't see. So one of our people was trying to go to Girdwood, and we use it to move staff around, but we also use it to move equipment, like when Celia has to take computers out to all the other things. So we are getting a new van. It is going to be Fleet Services has the funding, so it's being paid for by a different department, which is like my favorite phrase to say. And it's going to be this giant Ford Transit van, and it's going to be big topped, taller than normal and longer than normal, but not big enough to require a CDL or any sort of a special driver's license. And we have applied for a grant from through ARPA funding, which is some COVID funding from the state. We have applied for a grant for Patience. Fredrickson has assured us we're going to get it. It's not official, but sure, that we will most likely get. And we will be able to turn the inside of the van because it'll only have the front 2 seats, the passenger and the driver, and the rest of it, we are having these custom shelves put in, and they'll have shelves along the side and then spots where you can lock book carts into place. And it will be a mobile library. It will have Wi-Fi capabilities, and we will be able to drive it around, but we'll also be able to use it to transport things around as we need. It's going to be our mobile library. We're incredibly excited. We are basing this concept off of several other libraries that have these smaller mobile libraries, as opposed to great big, huge like bus-sized bookmobiles that require like a CDL. So this will be drivable by most staff, as well as using it to service the DTX, the Downtown Transit Center, the Diamond Transit Center, and go to outreach events and all sorts of fun things. We're quite excited.
And my hope, it's going to be a way to reach some of our seniors that are in different, that maybe are in assisted living. I think we're not maybe offering as much there as we need to be, in my opinion. And so I think that will be a great way. Most of them don't get out, or they most certainly don't drive in the wintertime. And so that will be a great opportunity to be able to come up to, the different housing areas, senior groups, and have that opportunity. I think that's great.
Yeah, and because it'll have the book carts, we were looking at videos from other libraries with this exact same model van. And the book carts it'll have a lift on it too, so the book carts can go up and down on the lift. So the book carts can wheel off and wheel into a nursing home, a senior center, a school, so that people don't have to come out in the weather necessarily to use it.
I think that's great.
Very cool. And I'm happy to answer any other questions about what else is happening at the library. And I probably know 30%. Yes.
So my question is, I know we've been asked to make a 5% cut, and that the decision was made to do that from the Sunday hours at LUSAC.
Yes.
Is that decision codified, and when does it go into effect?
So that has been turned into the Office of Management and Budget. So we get the request from the mayor's office, we turn in our proposal, the OMB and the mayor's office work together, and they accept or reject our proposal. So far, they have not rejected it. They will turn that into their proposed budget to go to the assembly, which workstation, those begin in October, I believe. So far, we've neither heard yes or no on our budget proposals. And it is Sunday hours. So kind of feels weird to say we're adding this thing and this thing's going away, but they're different pots of money.
Yeah, of course.
That's super, super sad. To live in a community where for an entire day, every week, people don't have access to a library. That's a huge loss for our community.
Well, it's even going to be sadder because Anchorage lost a lot of people in this past year or so. So there's going to be less tax money, so it's even going to get worse. So, and every department doesn't want to lose anything.
Jamie, you're muted. Are we ready to move on to the last thing?
Yeah, well, the last thing is adjournment.
Actually, I just a comment. I'm sad about that too, Sarah. I just wanted to underline that and wonder, is there, if what you're saying is that this is the recommendation for a lot of exigencies, obviously to the mayor and the OMB. In other words, Liz, do we support that? Do we ask for feedback from the mayor and the OMB quickly, so that if we as an advisory board have anything to say, is there anything we should be doing about that?
So the last time we were asked for this big of a cut, we turned in the exact same proposal, and it did go forward in the mayor's budget proposal. And on the night of the assembly meeting, Chris Constant put it back. I think it was Chris Constant put it back in as an amendment and added it back in. It might have been, oh, who was downtown before Constant? Anyways, it was added back.
That would have been Flynn.
Yes, Flynn. Flynn might have done it. Flynn has always been a good friend of the library. I'm so sorry I forgot him.
I'll tell him tomorrow.
But yes, and so it was added back in. It's hard to necessarily, until we know, it's hard to start the advocate. Pardon, tickle in my throat, not COVID. It's hard to start the advocacy until we know exactly how it's going forward. And especially necessarily on the staff side, that doesn't mean that general messaging about the importance of libraries and the importance of Sunday hours to the community. It has been said in the public record because it was said during Sammy Graham's confirmation hearing. So it isn't insider knowledge, it is within the public record. So nobody leaked state secrets. I don't think I know any state secrets, but so yes. And I agree, it is difficult. I can also share data with you if you are interested. We crunched numbers, and hour per hour, Sunday is our busiest day.
Well, I'd appreciate those numbers a lot, Liz.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems to me that, especially with, thank you for the theory about Chris Constant turning that around. I'm glad I asked. Let's get more information.
And the reason, and one of the reasons to make the things make sense, hour per hour, Sunday is only open 4 hours, to give you a little bit more background on this. So, you know, it's only open 4 hours. So 10 to 11 is a quieter hour. So it doesn't have necessarily that dragging down the average, if that makes sense. I can send you some of the data per hour. But it is, so that's a little bit why we get 8 hours worth of people. We don't quite get 8 hours. We get like 6 hours worth of people in 4 hours instead of getting the full 8 hours we would have on a Friday.
Yeah.
It's less people
But that's
total.
still a lot, yeah.
But it's also, it is an expensive day for us to run because we do have a lot of people who are 8 hour positions. And so they're working 8 hours, but only 4 hours are public service. So we can, a lot of what it is we can shift them around and maintain our other open hours and basically lose some positions that are currently open. Well, we can utilize staff a little bit better if they're not on Sundays.
Can library write a grant to get money to keep the Sunday afternoon library open?
Yes, you can
Like
rent.
soft money.
You can rent the library.
She said, could they write a grant for funding?
Instead of use city money, you know, get some soft money to keep at least keep 1 or 2 years, Sunday afternoon library open.
It could be possible to do it that way. And again, this is 100% also being honest. Claire Ross is our grant writer. She's our development director and the person who finds us money, and her last day was yesterday.
Right.
So until that position gets hired.
I will also, as a grants officer for another organization, it's very hard to find operational funding in grants. They're mostly project grants, or program grants, not operational funding. That's a problem.
They will give you the money to buy the bookmobile van. They will not give you the money to pay the person to drive it.
Exactly, which is why we're having with the downtown.
Exactly.
It's kind of like the downtown branch, right? We've got the money to build it, but no money for operations of it.
And yeah, so
it's a problem.
So if you know people with money and you want to change the whole way they do world, I would love to.
I think when any of us, our family, the three of us that are able to be vaccinated, we were talking about if we won the $49,000 vaccine lottery, what we would spend it on. And the library was definitely on my list of donations.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
I don't think we're gonna win it, but you know.
You never know.
But you're on a recording.
Hold you
It's been
to it.
recorded.
If we win, we must donate, yes.
I'm sending Carpo your way, Sarah.
I don't know if we're ready to kind of switch gears. I just wanted to promote that there are, I think, 3 days in the next 3 weeks where there are stories on Out North Radio about intellectual freedom, because the last week of September is Banned Book Week. And so I got nominated. So I will be on the radio show tomorrow at 5 with a couple of the library staff. Lucy was my coach, though she can't take responsibility if you don't like what I said. Hopefully they did a really nice job editing. So that's tomorrow at 5. Yeah, we'll see how it turns out. And
That's wonderful.
I think it was nice to be on there. And I did tell the ladies that I was there with, I was like, it might be my swan song. Just to let you guys know, I did put in my application to attempt to be renewed to be on the library advisory board. So I put my name back in the hat, and I'm very interested in continuing to work with all of you in the library. So to let you know.
Thank you for doing that.
Good to know. Thank you, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah.
And tell me, so which show is that going to be on tomorrow?
It's on Out North Radio, so I think it's KONR.
Okay.
And there's
I know it
3.
wasn't on.
You can stream it too through their website.
There you go.
Okay.
And there's 3 different shows, so I just got to help with the one, and it is really, I just got really excited with my family talking about Banned Books Week, and so we all are choosing to read a banned book right now. One of our favorite authors, Jason Reynolds, has 2 that have been banned or challenged, so it's prompted a lot of nice conversation with my kids. And at my little new mama support group that we have at work, for Banned Books Week, I just put on hold at the library some banned kiddo books, and I'm gonna bring those to read. So I'm excited.
Good job.
Perfect. I'll listen.
Okay, any other staff comments or volunteer comments? Okay, if there's nothing else, we can have somebody make a motion to adjourn.
This is
Anybody?
Lucy, so moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second, Barb.
Lucy, Christy, and Barb. Okay, it is 6:52. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you all next month.
Thank you, everyone.
You, nice
Okay.
meeting you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Well, please thank her for getting the pizza for one person. I am
Oh,
so
gosh,
sorry.
yes, and don't you want to take some home for your babies, girl?
Sorry,
Lead it.
let me get this stopped recording.
There's a veggie one.
We